Hello, hello, Patriot 5 and Patriot 6. This is Patriot 5 here. All of our fans, um, Patriot 5 here. Little afternoon. Hopefully, it'll be a delight. Hopefully, it'll get you guys away to talk about some things and that. But let's start off with a pledge, and then we'll go into the music. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again. Just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that. Still you, if it hurts today. I
Remember about how we can talk about she said we shouldn't be able to. No, we just tell you
Days of Minnesota. Across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining, from Detroit down to Houston.
I think something because damn well I think once let me see something once. I needed to have to nobody got really you need to touch this. I mean, I didn't get this. I'm not busy. I feel caught. I feel
Today,
I don't know my story. I walked outside for a second. But what is that? That's it. I can see 15 but God bless the USA. King the hat. That hat rules. That hat is
struggling to pay off your debt?
no, because they're going to pay it off for. Well, that was a perfect timing. Did you hear that? That little bit of thing. Are you struggling to pay off your debt? Man, I tell you right now, guys. If anybody's got any ideas how I can lighten this over there where I can see, I can't read a name at all over here. If it's in white, I can read it. I can see Ralph, Ron, and Janet. Good afternoon from Bill Woods. Jeffrey's here. Janet's here. I have no idea. I'm not going to worry about who's here. I'm going to consider that this is a regular early call and that usually we just have the same people on. And I appreciate everything you guys do. And, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have did this call today. I'd have just said, I'm going to take the day off. But I know you guys like to get together for a little while and talk and hash out some things. And I really, really, in a way, I'm excited. I'm not excited about Christmas because I'm excited about Christmas to watch little Kira open her gifts because I just went through this for her birthday. And when she had her party at the Legion in Hersher, you know where that's at, Myrna? Myrna's my buddy that came and seen me on my birthday there at Hersher. But when she opened a present, she got a White Sox t-shirt. I didn't wear my White Sox stuff today in accordance to tell you the story, but I'm talking to the kids now, guys. She got a White Sox t-shirt. Well, the Legion is a big building inside. It's got a bar, and which we never have open when it's a kids' party. We did on mine, didn't we, Murray? Good times. But anyway, where she was, I don't know, where she was at up by the stage, my granddaughter, Kira, where she was at, it was in Forte area where you come into the place. And I was playing with the kids in the closet, locking them in, not letting them out. And all of a sudden I heard my granddaughter goes, Grandpa, as loud as she could yell. And I went around the corner and she seen me. She took that White Sox t-shirt and as fast as she can run, she run to me and she says, Grandpa, I can dress like you now. You give me this. Guys, I had car trouble that day. I was not able to get to the store to get her a gift. I said, yeah, Grandpa give you that. Yeah. But anyway, it was just the excitement. And that's what you want in kids. And that whole party, I seen Patriots 7 just having an amazing time. I seen Patriot super gymnast.
Put your brightness a little bit better.
I don't know where it's at. Where's my brightness at? On my computer, you know where it's at?
Where I put brightness is when we do that one. Yeah, it's right under.
I'm looking to see if it says brightness. Delete, insert. I don't see no brightness.
Just go down.
I don't know where it's down in the bottom row. Anyway, we'll figure it out. I'll talk to Brandon. I'll ask him and he can figure it out for me. So anyway, uh, Patriot Super Gymnast was actually showing off her gymnastic skills there. Now, this Wednesday night, the reason we did had a day show is because she got to sing in her concert and she did an amazing job. And the best part about it was her class was the first class to go. It was standing room only, and I was standing. I walked out to the hallway, talked to my daughter for a little while. I said, she's done, right? Yep. I said, she's seen me because I heard her tell a kid, that's my papa. And she pointed at me. I waved at her and threw her a kiss. And the next thing I knew, I was in the hallway, told her she knows I'm there. Tell her to call me afterwards when she gets home. I got out of there and I actually made it home in time for the hat speech. We're going to talk about that too. But anyway,
Received these boots as a gift from my kid, and they were
I
69%
don't
off.
care.
The moment I slipped them on, I felt how supportive and comfortable they are. The full grain leather and Kevlar sole.
One of those days, guys. So anyway, she had a great time at her concert. She had an amazing time elsewhere, at the party. Small Hank, he got his green belt the other night, so he moved up again, and that pretty much does it. No, Little Monkey, boy, at the concert the other night, she wouldn't even talk to me, and I thought, well, that's the little kid getting growing up. I went through it with every one of my grandkids, and I'll go through it with her. But I told her, I said, you're picking a bad time of the year to not want to have nothing to do with grandpa when what if Santa Claus isn't too good for you, but she knows I'm lying. So, Super Jimmy, are you doing okay, buddy? Haven't heard from you for a while. Did hear from Grandma about Patriot 11. He's doing really, really good. He listens to us as much as he could, sometimes on the rebound, but uh, he's doing really well. Patriot Karate Kid and Patriot Wyatt Earp. I seen picture of mommy and the family the other day on Facebook, and a nice family. Can't wait to meet them. Patriot Princess, our queen, and Patriot Hunter, her brother. Princess is getting a lot of pictures. I told you this the other night. A lot of pictures taken with great grandma. And then grandma, she just cooking like crazy, and she never sends no cookies. So, but that's okay, Jana. You don't have to send me none. I took some money yesterday, and I'm gonna start baking them this weekend. Yeah, don't send no Mary Kay. I dated a Mary Kay once.
She didn't have pink left.
She didn't have the pink Cadillac. Ron said, "Yeah, we're not going to go. This is a kid safe section." So, Patriot Bugs, Boogaloo, Boogaroo, and Boogie. I hope that Boogie. I hope you get up on Christmas morning and you lead the parade to the presents. Grandpa John will be there and he'll be smiling, and he might not quit smiling for a week. Patriot Little Leona and Little Elan, you're growing too fast. What is it? Slow down, you move too fast, the song says. Well, slow down, you're growing too fast. You know, pretty much concludes the kids section. Yep. Yeah. The song "Slow Down, You Move Too." Hello, lamppost. What you doing? We stop to see your flowers growing. Me and Ron, we laugh about that show because in 1969, my brother Russ, Ron's brother Russ too, in case you guys didn't know, he bought a 1969 brand new Plymouth. This car was gorgeous, copper with a light tan. It was gorgeous. Oh, that's okay because our cousin Jimmy Page, I've told you about the Pages. He was one of the milder ones. He had to go out and get the big 440 Plymouth that year. Fast. And this guy was crazy because you ride with him and he's in the country and he's doing 50 and 55 miles an hour. He got in the city limits of Kankakee, and man, he's doing 55 and 60, 65 and 70. But he had a little bit too much to drink one night, and he's going down Court Street and he lost control. And we sang the song to him up to his dying day. When we started teasing him, we would sing the song, "Hello, lamppost. What you knowin'?" He hit that lamppost and he totaled that car. But that's just part of life, guys. He wasn't injured, and unfortunately, Jim passed away way before his time, way before his time, and way because doctors was insufficient. They sent him home, said, "Jim, you're okay." He still had pneumonia. He was home 2 days, and they said, "Jim, we're taking you in." On the way in to the emergency room, he had pneumonia so bad he died of a heart attack. It was that bad, and the doctors sent him home. And that's, folks, why I'm going to cover that in a minute. But this concludes the kids section. I should have concluded, but Ron got me talking about something else. Remember, kids, you can watch this. It's not meant for you, but you can watch it if your parents, grandparents, or legal guardians give you permission. The music that we played today is for entertainment purposes only. We have no legal rights to it. So, yes, one of the reasons I am so, so happy about the special beds is because we don't have to deal with doctors. We all know the story, what happened to our beloved Renee. She left us way too early because of a imbecile for a doctor and worse run hospital staff. You know, we just lost one here. Guy that used to be mayor in our little town of Buckingham. As a matter of fact, he became mayor when I think I was 12 or 13 years old. We got him elected mayor, us kids. We went around town. He went against Elmer Creidenwise. Elmer and Effie Creidenwise was the nicest people in the world, and he should have been mayor from the time he first took it until he died. But this guy made up his mind. He wanted it. He's a good guy, but he made a bad mistake taking that. And we as kids made a worse mistake helping him. But Jim Wills, who passed away, I keep asking myself over and over, Mr. Hat, when in the world are you going to get off of your dead behind? When are you going to keep us from being sick and tired of being sick and tired and save people? It's not all about you and your little freaking cute smile when you're standing up in front of everybody making everybody believe you're the greatest. You are. You're doing a tremendous job for what you want to do a tremendous job for. And quit talking in tongues or rhymes or whatever you're talking. Talk so we, the American people, can understand you. I'm tired of giving up my time sitting in front of a TV, cussing, using that four-letter word that sounds like that deer that everybody wants to shoot, that big buck. I'm tired of yelling them words at that screen only to know that 2 hours afterwards, people's going to tell us exactly what he was saying. Sir, when we went and voted for you, we did not vote in a code. We said we're voting for you. So for one, stand up, pull your pants up, tighten your belt, and do something for the American people, please. And even I say that, I love him with all my heart because he is the man. I want to ask you a question, Jeffrey and Janet and Bill, and I can't see anything over here. Vicky Sorrells is here. Okay. Buddy, who's over here? If you could, I might be able to see thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. If when he talked about giving all of the military, the greatest military, over 1 million members, the greatest military ever in the world, when he talked about that, when he told us about giving that, how many of you got upset? How many of you yelled at the TV and said, when are you going to do something for the seniors? Oh, but he did. Senior citizens don't have to pay no taxes anymore. I don't pay no taxes anyway. Does that mean that we don't have to pay taxes on our homes? Because, we can do that. Does that mean we don't have to pay taxes to the school district? Because you want to talk about a school district that has really went in the toilet hole, and that's where I went to school. You got kids over there, not just a couple. 15, 20, 30 kids driving $80,000 trucks. We can pay bus drivers $35 an hour. We can pay guys to get on the bus and help little kids on and off the bus. You know what? If they're too damn small to get on and off the bus and they're too small to go to school, maybe the parents need to drive them. But we can pay all this money from taxes. Ron, who has never had a child in a Herscher school district, over half of his taxes that he paid last year was in for the Herscher school district. I'm paying ungodly amounts. And as I'm driving through yesterday, not one but two of these $80,000 trucks pulled out in front of me. I had to slam my brakes, go sideways in the road, as these guys pulled out in front of me. Why can't we have some guards out there making these kids come out the right way? If we got to be stopped and let the kids come out for a minute and then we get to go and then stop us again and but they'll be safe. Bad enough I almost hit two coming out of the parking lot. I'm driving along, and guys, I can tell this story here because there's no one that can arrest me. I was cruising along, didn't pay no attention. I was driving, didn't look down, see what I was doing. I hit the set button on my cruise control. I'm driving up and I look up and I got this pickup truck on my rear end. I mean, just honking at me, just making idiot. I'm doing 72 miles an hour, and this high school kid is riding my rear end. He's riding my rear end and laughing about it. All of a sudden, he gets an opening and he goes around me. He passes me. And instead of passing me and going up away into grooving back in, like you're supposed to do when you pass, oh no, right there. He had to pull right in front of me. So I had to put on my brakes to keep from hitting him in the ass. Kids do not deserve to drive to school. They don't. They need, we're paying all this money for buses and taxes. Make them get their a-holes on a bus. I was run off the road the other day by a bus running a stop sign. But yet, when I go on Facebook, there's a person that goes on Facebook all the time. She's a bus driver and she's always cutting people down about not respecting buses. Not respecting buses because they'll pull up to a house that's got a quarter of a mile lane. The kid knows what time the bus gets there every day, and he never comes out, and he never comes out, and he never comes out. And some days you'll sit there for almost 10 minutes. We're the ones that built this country. We're the ones that made America, and we're the ones that's going to make America great again. It wasn't the bus drivers. And I feel sorry for kids, if they have to ride the bus. I feel sorry for them. But if you drive, they need to learn how to drive and respect other drivers. But then again, the school district that I'm talking about, usually over a 10-year period, has more deaths than any school district in the area. But I'm going to get off of that because I just wanted to bring it up. The beds is what I'm saying when I was talking about Jim Wills. Jim Wills would have been an excellent man to get on these beds. He could have lived another how many years? I'm tired. Someone posted one of my quotes on Telegram. I think it was just last night. They said I agree with Ralph, and I hadn't said this, but I say it a lot. I agree with Ralph. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So over here in the chat, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, give me a thumbs up. I'm just trying to see if anybody's listening because I've been talking pretty loud. But see, guys, I'm emotional because I'm tired of us not having things. I'm tired of not being hardly ever to use this arm above about this high because my shoulder hurts so much. I'm tired of living with the fact that I have degenerative heart failure. I want to feel good. I can read all about, I can watch all the videos about, I can listen to Sky Prince all I want about these, how magical these beds are. But it's time to release them. Now, did you notice not once in his talk the other night did he say, now I've seen him at least 10 times, I'm releasing these beds January 1 to the public. To the public. Well, what happens to the people who's supposed to get on them before that's got the currency? And you know what? If he wants to wait and just deliver it to everybody, I don't care. But I brought the beds up, guys, because there's something going on out there. There's people out there that are saying there's this new hospital and it took forever and it's not for everybody. Then it's not these beds. These beds are meant for everybody. But I wanted to read a little bit about these beds because I do believe in them. What is a special bed? It's not magical, it's quantum. Thank you for all the thumbs ups, the guys. Thank you. It's not magic, it's quantum bioresonance fused with AI diagnosis, scalar frequency therapy, and 0 point field harmonics. Think of it as a quantum MRI. all surgeons and energetic regeneration systems all in one. How does it work? One, full body quantum scan scans the biofield parenthesis your body's energetic blueprint, detects anomalies at some atomic level way before symptoms ever appear. Quantum sensors read your body like a hyperdimensional fingerprint. Two, number two, cellular time reversal taps into your original blueprint, your DNA's cleanest version using field harmonics. It reminds the body of its ideal state. It doesn't just treat it, it restores. Number three, 0 point energy field supplies limitless energetic fuel from the quantum vacuum. Your cells absorb this energy to accelerate repair and restore coherence. This is not energy healing, it's quantum field engineering. Number four, scalar frequency correction delivers targeted scalar waves to reprogram dysfunctional cells. Think frequency acupuncture, no needles, just precision waves, tumors, scars, tissues, inflammation neutralized. Who has this tech? Classified programs, breakaway medical divisions, and the same people rolling out quantum finance, AI defense systems, and clean energy tech. It's all connected. Why not? Because the financial reset, quantum computing rollout, and health tech suppression collapse are converging fast. They teased they teased special beds as a rumor so you'd mock it. Now they'll roll it out when the old system breaks and it's called a breakthrough. This isn't science fiction, it's classified science finally bleeding through the cracks. The future isn't about pills and surgery, it's about quantum energy, frequency, and restoring the blueprint. They've had the cure for a long time. They've just kept the key to themselves. I thought that was a very interesting reading. I really enjoyed it. And I don't remember who it was that posted it on our Telegram site, but I do want to take a moment, whoever did it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Um, our military, this is from the Hat speech the other night. Our military is receiving a bonus of 1,776 tax free. 1776 dollars, 1776 at Christmas. What happened on Christmas in 1776? That's right. Washington crossed the Delaware and killed off the HESSINA mercenaries on Christmas Eve, which was actually the turning point. Now, if you remember in his speech, if you watched it or if you read it or if you heard about it, in his speech when he said that, and I was busy cussing, but I do remember him saying, uh, the best is yet to come. And nobody, he says, nobody even understood this until a few minutes ago because, see, he's talking, from what I'm hearing, he's talking in his code. And the code uncovered means it's not just the greatest military. Washington did cross the Delaware. He also said this coming year will be the 250th anniversary of 1776. We won in 1776 on Christmas in 1776. So when I'm surmising and what I've heard other people say, what he's telling us by Christmas of 2025, it's going to be a Merry Christmas. Now, been there, done that. Not in 2025, but 2024. They say it has to happen twice. We are hurting as individuals. It's the same thing. Now, is he doing some good? Yes. In Illinois, which has the second or third highest taxes for gasoline, I got it the other day with a 10-cent discount because I have a card. I got it for $2.64. And there's a lady standing next to me, and she got hers. And she says, I feel like dancing. I said, so do I. And I really thought me and this lady were going to dance out there in the middle of the parking lot because we were so overjoyed because we got it for $2.64. And if you listen to the hat the other night, there's a few states that it's under $2.
They probably don't play themselves. Yeah.
But if they don't pay the taxes like we pay, see, when the government goes to 10% of what it is now, and I'm talking state, local, and federal. But when we go to that, we don't have to charge the taxes like we're doing now. We don't have to do all of this. Billions and trillions of dollars are coming back. American people who took American businesses to other countries because it was cheaper for them to pay tariffs to bring the stuff back in. It was cheaper labor to do all this, and they could make a small fortune. But what the hat is setting up, guys, is it's better to be here because if you're not and you try to bring it in, there's where our taxes are going to go away. Somebody mentioned me. He still talks about the taxes. He still talks about that three-letter organization that starts with an I, has an R and an S in it. He still talks about that. He does, but it's going to be a totally new thing. A set tax on everything. I've heard 14%
On new product.
on brand new products. You want a brand new house? You want $1 million house? You're going to pay $140,000 in taxes. But think about it. If you can afford $1 million house, you definitely can afford. How many here watching this show today? How many here is thinking when I get my quantum account, and guys, I think it's going to be a lot bigger than we've ever dreamed. I really do. I think for senior citizens, it is going to be dynamic because they keep opening up different things, bringing in more trillions and whatever dollars, sectillions of dollars, the money that they have it there, and they still got funds to open. They're still in some of these underground, you know what, where they're rescuing these children, they're still finding gold right and left. The money is there. And as I was watching the Restored Republic, I was listening to it the other day. Remember, I said you guys should listen to it. You should listen to it because it tells you right in there everyone is going to have all the money they need. It's going to come a point where money's not going to be anything. Yeah, you're going to have to pay, but I mean, you go into a store and you want something, and I say you want a steak, you want the nut. Okay, Christmas time of year, New Year's. Me and Ron used to always like to cook up a prime rib roast, bone-in prime rib roast. We'd eat on it for a week afterwards, maybe make a little soup, sandwiches, whatever. But we always like to have that. Well, we finally did find a place that's got it for $7 a pound. But the thing of it is, they always want them in at least 10 or 12 pounds. $80 to $85 is a lot of money to come up with just for 1 week of eating because that's all you're going to get out of it. And then as much as you like it, you're going to get tired of it during that week. But what I'm saying is prices are coming down. Look at eggs. I went for 5 months or more Didn't even think about an egg because I couldn't afford them. $8 a dozen, $9 a dozen. And now they're down. I paid $2.29 a dozen the other day for them. What's that? Yeah. And now that it's down, me and Ron's been enjoying egg sandwiches, fried egg sandwiches, 2 eggs, cook them, break the yolks. When we do it, just before we put them together, we I throw some cheese on it. Today I put a little piece of sausage on it. And that was our lunch. You know, but as I start to talk about the prices, what is the prices going to be to go and look at your replicator and say, I want about a 10-ounce, little bit of fat, prime rib. Oh, there you go. So I believe in the replicators. I really do. Because I dare to dream. And guys, I want to tell you something. You hear me talk to Patriot Wyatt. I call him Wyatt Earp, the cowboy shows. Well, yesterday, me and Ron, we was watching The Rifleman. Dun 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 dun. We was watching The Rifleman. And Mark, he drives me nuts because it's always Pa, Pa. But yesterday he's talking just actually in one of the shows, he's talking to Pa. And he says, Pa, now, guys, got to remember, Mark just passed away. The little guy that played him. Or no, he passed away, didn't he, Ron? 71 or 72 years old. Around my age. Might have been a little older. But I always thought he was a sissy britches in the show. But I like Lucas. But as we're watching more and more of these shows every day, we're seeing that Lucas, for such a big man, was always getting his butt kicked until it was time to get that rifle. And then nobody stood in his way. They're sitting there talking, Lucas and Mark. And he says, Pa, I can envision where someday there won't be stagecoaches. There'll be more powerful vehicles. It'll take people in hours instead of days, hundreds, if not thousands of miles. I can see there'll be machinery, Pa, built that will replace the work of what a horse does. Now, you can remember back then, the horses was your main source of doing things. Let me mention a couple of other things. And I'm sitting there, and honest to guys, watch my face. I went, and I was speechless because this is a show that happened back in the early 60s. They seen the vision. Guys, I'm telling you, if you watch older shows, it's not just The Simpsons. There's so many out there that if you watch it, they're telling you how things are going to change. And then as I'm sitting there last night at home thinking about this, I left Ron's house and I'm sitting down at my house. And I got thinking, how much quicker would it have changed if we wouldn't have had that terrible day in Dallas, Texas in the 60s? How much farther along with the music industry? Would it still be the greatest? I mean, to me right now, the music industry, we really need John Denver to come back and clean it up. We need Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper to come back. Michael Jackson to come back. Come on, guys. I mean, I can live without TV, but I don't ever want to think about living without music. But you want to have music that, okay, if Jana was on right now and I was talking about her 2 grandkids, I'm sure they're at an age that they'd love to go see certain people. At that age, there was a lot of groups, the Beach Boys, you know, the Turtles. I mean, it's funny names, the Beatles. You'd love to go and see them, but back then you couldn't afford it. And you know what a concert cost back then? About $5 or $10. I was talking to someone the other day about that devil slayer, the daughter of the devil. Oh, what's her name? I think she likes football or is like someone involved in football. And there's some concerts that cost $10,000 to get front row seats for her. Are you kidding me? $10,000 and people do it. And then her boyfriend is right up there, front row. And all these guys are, because when she gets out and performs, her biggest asset about performing is what I just said, her asset. You can take the ET off. That's her moneymaker. Singing wise, I don't think she's got that great a voice. She's tall. She's a pretty woman, but I don't want her walking down the street towards me. And I think that there's a lot of things going to come out. That's not the kind of music, I'm going to give you a real quick lesson on that lady. A year ago, when Ella had her golden birthday, almost 2 years ago, because March 10th she'll be 12. But in March 2 years ago, when she had her golden birthday, I said, "What do you want?" Anything with her. Okay, your golden birthday. I bought her, I went overboard. Imagine me going overboard for my grandkids, right, John? I said to her the other day, a while back, "What do you want for Christmas?" And she's telling me, I said, "You don't want none of this other?" "Oh, I don't like her no more, Papa." I said, "What do you mean you don't like her?" She said, "Well, let's put it this way. You talked to me about her. You told me some things about her." I said, "That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it." She said, "You are." And my opinion was, I believe in you a lot more than I believe in her. And I started doing some Google searches. And I found out, Papa, that everything you're saying is true. I don't want to be associated with her. Wow, I touched a young kid's life. Wouldn't that make you feel good, Janet? How about you, Jeffrey? One voice? Man, I can actually. Some of you guys, Lady Anita's here. Jerry Wells is here. Notice the ones that are Sean Trucking something. Welcome, Virginia. I can't read everything, but why isn't everybody in white over here? I can read that. I'll get it fixed. But anyway, what I'm trying to say, guys, is we're not ready to go into a world that all I can say is hallelujah. I'm happy that we're going to be part of it. But we need to go into it soon because I started this whole rant and rave off because of a friend of ours passing away, um, Jim Wills. One of his daughters used to be one of my babysitters for my kids. They loved her. It's a great family, and now they've got a lost one. It's the same way with so many. There's probably not one person on this show today or in this group that can't say that they lost someone that they shouldn't have. And as you guys can tell, I have an unbelievable love for Myrna. Me and her are close friends, as I love each and every one of you. But with Myrna, what she has been through, every day when I say prayers, I pray just to have Myrna get another day. So maybe she can get on this special bed. She never wants to give up her memories. She never wants to give up her memories on her husband and her kids. Man, how do you do it? I can understand losing my wife because I did anyway. And I was talking to my son today and a close. Yeah, I can't go into the detail what we were saying, but it was kind of funny and that. But Still, even though we're divorced and we just didn't love each other, we just had a terrible, terrible marriage. We still get along. You know, it is what it is, and we have to keep moving forward. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit also about Charlie Kirk and his wife. There's some people out there that to say they make me sick is an understatement. Um, I don't know a whole lot about Charlie's wife. I know I really was a fan of Charlie, and in my heart, I believe he's still with us. I did hear that by the end of the day, that also these files for this one island, from that one guy who you don't want to get an epidural, Epstein or whatever, that island there, all the files are going to come out. And guys, my belief is when they come out, that's when we're going to see. Because if they do put it into a video and the people's guys, we think we know a lot of the people who's doing this. Man, I was reading an article the other day and it said, you haven't seen the tip of the iceberg of these people. And I'm thinking, is there going to be any good ones? I don't know. All I know is we as a group and we as individuals here in this group, we can strive to be the best that we can be. We were chosen to be here at this particular day, at this particular time. As it's winding down, guys, we're getting close. I don't know if you guys noticed, got my White Sox hat on there, but I also got my shirt. See, that's my proof that I am a Patriot 5. It's a White Sox shirt and have one made for me. And did I get you one, Ron? Huh? But he hasn't wore it yet. We have so many things on our plate that's happening, and we're going to try to cover a few of them. Last night I was on the phone. Mary Ann was giving me a play-by-play of Bruce and the Big Call.
Bruce did say one good thing though.
What?
10 days ain't gonna be 10 days of darkness. A lot of people. And didn't say that.
Ron saying Bruce. I didn't listen to Bruce. I'm just going to read what he said. But Ron was just saying Bruce did say one thing, that the 10 days of darkness isn't going to be 10 days for some people or for all people.
For some people, they're still gonna try to use it to get the bad people out.
They're going to use it to get the bad people out, I guess. But the whole thing is, they want it done by Christmas. Well, today's the 19th. Unless they're going to get there and say, well, no, we're not going to celebrate Christmas until the 7th. Today is actually what, Santa Claus Day in the Ukraine, St. Nicholas Day. And for any of you that don't know what St. Nicholas Day is in the Ukraine and Russia, if the kids are good, they take their shoes or their boots and they clean them up and they set them by the front door. And if they're good, they get candy put in them. Well, Julia's got a best friend, Masha, and Masha's got 2 children, and they made sure that their boots were clean and right by the front door. But also talking to Julia, she said, well, we're going to try to get enough candy that we can sneak in before they go to bed and actually put some under their pillows too. So we're going to give them a couple of things. But it's traditions like that. And I know I have mixed feelings when we talk about traditions because I'm a big Mickey Mouse fan, but then when I find out what's going on, not so much. There's going to be a lot of people hurt when the truth comes out. But hopefully, look at it this way. I know people are huge Mickey Mouse fans. My niece, my youngest niece on my brother, Russ, she goes to Disney World twice a year. She's 42, 41 or 42 years old. She goes to Disney World. She loves it. And when she finds out about it, it's going to be hard. So, maybe what she's going to have to do is get on one of those special beds and kind of help her. But there's so much ways we can help. But anyway, here's what Bruce had to say. 12/18/2025. Bruce talks about $1776 President the Hat give gave to the military. There is a new hat website called the hatrx.gov. Not sure what there will be there on it yet. Possibly to save money for medications. President the Hat did not mention the RVDOGE, etc. President the Hat talked about lowest interest rate with new person taking over, chairman of the Fed. First time home buyers will find it more affordable. Average home buyer is now in their 40s and used to be in their 20s. Mortgage rates will have lowest rates. Bruce has heard a few things on timing. He said on Tuesday, it's done by Christmas. Two different sources high up said this. Contact with HSBC in Canada, the lead bank there, and basically around the world for the RV. Lead bank in the USA is Wells Fargo. HSBC is saying, let's go to the Admiral Group, Tier 4A, and us, the Internet Group, Tier 4B. We have heard that Tier 4A Admirals Group will be paid Friday and Saturday of this week. Not told when they would get access to these funds, but they are at least they at least have the funds uh, by tomorrow and Saturday. What about us? The same source says we would very early next week, Monday or Tuesday, coming week, but we would have the exchanges and the redemption of ZIM starting the day after Christmas. The 26th, uh, the 26th, we also heard this has to be started before before the 29th of December, the 26th, 27th, and 28th, 3 days after Christmas, before the 29th. Bruce thinks we can set our watch based on this. Number two, the other source was very similar, said we would be notified prior to Christmas on a very early this coming week, Monday and Tuesday, and then begin exchanges after Christmas. The second source said they anticipate EBS announcement to start over this coming weekend. And if it starts, then we would be notified Monday or Tuesday. The latest source says we need to have the EBS announcement. Now I understand what he's saying, but to me, he was talking look this side of his mouth, but coming out this side of his mouth because we're going to start. We're going to have to. We got to have it done by this, but we're going to do this. Guys. All I'm saying, if you ask me where I think we're at, I think we're very close. I think we're right on the verge of everything we wanted. I think we're right there to do everything we need to do and everything. So I ate just before I got on the show. I made 50, almost 55 minutes, and I really need to sit down because my stomach is turning. My egg sandwich did not settle. So for right now, I'm going to say goodbye for the weekend. If anything happens, we will come back on. And I know you guys will all be here. And hopefully we're going to have a celebration call real soon. When the 800 number come out, if they allow me, I will come on and announce it on here. And you can share it with everybody you want. We're going to get this done. We're going to stay together, keep your vibrations up, and know that we love you. So have a great weekend. We love you all. Patriot 5 and Patriot 6.
Well, I like to.